They changed the name of that. It was 1111. It was planned to be in this originally, did it? It was the fire department time. The names and how the red is the.
Okay.
Some of yours.
I think it's somewhere.
Yeah. Think about it. Yeah, I say, for the recreation, that was, I said.
That's the gym.
Some of
We're
yours.
usually it's called that, you know.
Yeah, electric and insurance. Yeah, this year I just paid an insurance, so. Okay, it's 6:01. We're gonna call to order. If you're here, please say aye. Craig Keister.
Here.
Lisa Brewer. Here. Brenda Hooker. Jessica Kramer. Here. Mike Soklin.
Here.
Okay, stand and pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. First thing is the meeting is being recorded. Anyone who speaks is given permission to be recorded and posted to our YouTube channel in our township website once it's completed. Virtual participation is not monitored, so you can virtually watch the meeting, but if you need or want to speak, it must be in person. First item of business is approval of minutes from 6/11/2025. There's those.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I second it.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Approved. 2-0.
The next order of business is going to be the.
Hold on, I gotta change. Oh, no, that's.
Oh, no, you're fine.
17.
Today's 17th, yeah. Okay. I'll get a copy of those two for you.
All right.
Next order of business is the public budget hearing. Did you guys review the budget questions?
That's the regular.
Yeah.
Nothing specific at this point.
Okay. Perk was the only thing I had a question about. And you guys can decide what you want to do on that. The only other thing is cell phone. As far as that goes, I got 3 calls today. I was on the phone probably an hour and a half total just today on my phone for work. But So that's the only other
Personal phone.
personal cell phone. Yeah, our phones here ring to, I get all the calls here, ring straight to my cell phone as well. So I can answer them, even if I don't get them whenever they're concerned, which I didn't get one of them today. I did call her back and then was on the phone with her and had to call town hall regarding some things as well. So that's the only thing really that I'm asking for differently. Office supplies, all that stuff pretty well stayed the same. Went up a little bit, but just because I don't know what this economy is gonna do or any of that nature, as far as township goes. Poor relief obviously went up a little bit on, shelter. I think public utility I kept the same. It's pretty well about the same. And then fire, it'll change from the CUME fund to the equipment replacement fund. It'll be 100,000 now. Last year was 88. Recreation fund will stay the same at 11. And then firefighting fund will change to the territory fund with a budget of 600,000. And then we split that up. How we think that's gonna be, we may have to move money through the year because we don't really know. With it being the first year, it's gonna be a little bit telling on that, so. And then the public safety lit, I put all that for machinery, equipment, and vehicles. Right now, we stand to see 167,640 for that. And obviously our intention is to put that towards a new truck.
So, just so I understand, so
Yes.
this, budget is for 2026.
2026.
So we don't really know when this is gonna split off, correct?
The territory budget and everything is the same for now. Territory will start January 1.
Okay.
We're working on our first meeting date, right now for the territory,
Right.
as a board. But the actual go live date of the territory will be January 1.
Okay.
We won't have staff here yet January 1, but it should be in the coming months after that. And there will be several things we'll have to decide on before January 1 as well. I'm hoping to have more clarification on that. I have a meeting tomorrow with the lawyer, so I'm hoping to have a little bit more clarification on what all we need to do X, Y, Z first. So.
On the salaries, how many employees will there be?
We're not really sure. Depends on days and things, but we're going to assume somewhere between 6 to 8. And then the captain's chief, assistant chief, and then myself, which will be a director of administration. So I think that will be plenty to cover that. But we may have to move some of that, if that's not all used, move it down to other areas as well. But that'll be,
Right now, for 2 people being here, they'll be paid per shift.
yes.
And we're looking at paying anywhere from, total,
I'm looking for the shift, 10-hour shift, 170.
170 for the shift. And the shift will run
10 hours.
about 10 hours, so about $17 an hour. So it'd be 170 a shift, and it'd be paid per shift. And the reason we're doing that is because we're not paying benefits or nothing like that. This keeps it under, so we don't have,
Typically one per shift or?
two people per shift.
Two people per
shift.
Yeah.
And we're looking at anywhere from approximately 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning till 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening there. That is where our what we want to cover, and we stated that at our meetings, for the territory net there. So right now, that's our basics. Like I said, we ain't got nothing written down in firm on that yet, so, but we're working toward that. We're working on applications right now. And I can tell you right now, with the interest, and these are all local people from Princeton Fire Department and Township and other area fire departments. We got 10 to 12 people that want to do that.
That's what I was just gonna ask.
Yeah.
And this, at first, I thought we may have to go into maybe Vanderbilt County, some of the departments, but we may be all right with that there. So that's our plan right now. So we're just taking one step at a time, not getting in a hurry about it.
Any other questions regarding the budget?
So is that still considered volunteer,
As far as
I
the,
guess? Like,
Employee.
I mean, I know they're getting paid for their runs, but
Well, that's, we could be almost possibly a combination department, but
Yeah.
we're not full-time.
because we're still gonna keep our volunteers, so if they're at home, we'll still take them,
Yeah.
that's what I'm doing.
regardless during the day.
And the people that will be here on shift only during the weekdays, evenings, weekends, stuff like that, that's when the volunteers take over on that there.
Any public comments on the budget? Okay. Any other questions regarding the budget? All right, we're gonna move to capital improvement plan.
So we don't have to vote on that since it's just.
No, just the hearing on the budget.
What date is it?
October 1st, it's a Wednesday, 2 weeks from today, 6 o'clock here in the same building.
That's what we're,
Yes, that's when we'll vote on budget.
that's what I thought. I just-
Okay, capital improvement plan, this is new, it's part of the new House Bill 1461 that was introduced this year, in 2025. The, Indiana Code 36-6-9-12 and Indiana Code 36-6-10. This, is new this year, we have to do this every year now. It was pretty thrown together as far as, from the state's perspective. So I'm sure by next year, we're gonna have a lot more parameters that need to be, at this moment, it's kind of a wish list of things that we would love to see done, but again, in the economy we're living in, spending,
So it has to be updated every year, but it
Yes.
says it's for the following 3 years.
yeah. I know, believe me.
Just
like I said, everything, this is probably one of the wildest things I've had to do
Yes,
yet.
I still don't understand. I mean, you're not bound by this in any way, shape, or form.
Absolutely none.
So it's just pay push.
It's a.
The generic plan.
Yeah, generic plan, I mean, obviously, the truck, fire truck, that's very much gonna be needed. Extrication equipment, that's on the list of things that need to be replaced. I think our current stuff is from
25 years
about 25 years old, so, looking at getting some new, I believe it's battery, is that correct?
Yeah, battery.
Battery operated, equipment.
So next year, the township will have a capital improvement plan and the fire territory.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, we'll have to do this.
Separate.
Yeah, and apparently this had to have been done by majority of townships, but at that time, during COVID, I guess this had to be done, but I could not find ours, and so I was like, well, what's the deal? And they were like, you were probably, fund-wise didn't have enough money to qualify, because it was if you had like over a certain threshold of money, then you had to do one, so. This is our first year doing this. We do have to have a public hearing on it, and we can adopt today. It has to be adopted by September 30th, or you'll receive $0 in tax dollars for our coming year in 2026. So,
Did it have to be advertised?
yes, it already was.
What was the date on the advert?
Advertisement was Saturday. What was
Saturday, this past Saturday.
2 Saturdays ago? Star Times and Princeton Clarion both were in there.
The 6th and September 6th.
Yeah. Yep, September 6th.
Was one Saturday ago, and August 30th.
August 30th.
No, just the 6th.
Oh,
Just one Saturday, but in 2 papers.
Oh, one Saturday.
papers,
Okay.
yeah.
So September 6th.
September 6th,
That
yes,
was
was the,
excuse me.
So that's the advertising. One Saturday, but, I mean, not one Saturday, one time.
yeah.
But in two.
one time. They say 2 local papers if you have local, so I did Star Times and Princeton Clarion, which I always do. They're owned by the same people, so it goes to them. The resolution, which I guess, like I said, it's just essentially hopes of things we can do within the next 3 years. I also don't think our budget will be where they think it will be at the end of the year. They're estimating what our budget's gonna be at the end of 2026. That's gonna be a big difference once we pay for upstairs. So, that's gonna be quite a bit different. And then the last page shows what our historical estimates were for property tax, local income tax, excise, CBIT, and fit tax. So this has been looked over by Ben, our CPA as well. His firm was the one that headed this up for the state as well. So I'm gonna open for public hearing comments on the capital improvement plan. The resolution is resolution number 2025-3. And I'll read it. Resolution pursuant to Indiana Code 36-6-9-6, adoption of a capital improvement plan. Whereas Indiana Code 36-6-9-5 requires the Township Board to adopt a capital improvement plan that meets the criteria of Indiana Code 36-6-9, whereas Indiana Code 36-6-9-5 requires the township to hold a public hearing on the proposed capital improvement plan. Now therefore, the Union Township Board resolves that a public hearing was held to adopt a capital improvement plan as required by Indiana Code 36-6-9 for the unit name Union Township, county name Gibson County. This plan is duly adopted by the following vote of the members of the Union Township Board on the 17th day of September 2025. There's that. And then with that, we will also pass Resolution 2025-4. It is the resolution pursuant to Indiana Code 36-6-10. It's just establishing the Township Roads and Infrastructure Fund in case we have to give money to that. I will read it. Whereas Indiana Code 36-6-10 directs the township to establish a fund for the improvement and maintenance of the roads and infrastructure within the township's boundaries and describes the revenues that must be deposited into the fund and the purposes for which they must be expended. Whereas the Township Board of Union Township of Gibson County is the legislative body of the township. Now therefore, the Township Board of Union Township, Gibson County hereby resolves as follows: the Township Roads and Infrastructure Fund is hereby established, subject to the restrictions and purposes described at Indiana Code 36-6-10, adopted this 17th day of September 2025. So I just need you guys to, one of you to make a motion.
What is the plan? I've never seen the plan on this.
It is no plan, it's just a fund. It's just setting up a fund. That's what the capital improvement plan is for.
And what is budgeted for?
Do what?
What's in the budget for this?
There is nothing in the budget for that. we're in the negative here, so we shouldn't have to transfer anything.
It's this page, right? This-
Correct, so
That's the.
it's all tied to the infrastructure fund, so.
Oh. I make a motion that we accept the resolution number 2025-3.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
You gotta make it.
And I make a motion
Okay.
to accept a resolution number 2025-4.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Last but not least, this is the preliminary plans for fire station update, upstairs renovation. I have a bigger one too, I'll lay out for you guys to look at also before you leave if you want to. We are in the process of getting the construction documents. Once we have construction documents, which should be, I would think by the time we meet in October possibly, I'm hoping to have those for fairly shortly after that. Those will then be sent to the state. Should take anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks for them to approve or deny them. Once they are approved, once it goes to state, we'll go ahead and put it out for bid as well. So we'll go ahead and put it out for bid as soon as it's sent to state. That way we can get bids back. And we are being told this is still, could be a fourth quarter project. With it being mid-September, I'm gonna assume it's gonna be like December, January-ish. That's just where I think we're probably gonna fall. Obviously, the sooner the better. The sooner it gets done, the sooner we can get people upstairs in here on a daily basis, so, through the week anyway, so. Main thing here, be going up the stairs, obviously, the storage area there. Be 4 bedrooms built. We'll just put beds in 2 of those at the moment, and desks probably in the other 2 for now. Half bath off of that, and then a kitchen area there with day room. This will have a couch and some chairs or whatever, and then the storage area there, and then the exercise/gym area behind that. So that's kind of what it's looking like right now. But yeah, we're being told it can still be fourth quarter. They're estimating 6 to 8 weeks on our renovation timeline. So, which seems, I think, obviously there's a lot more goes into it than what I understand, but any questions as far as the renovation upstairs at the moment?
So we're basically, we have to wait on the
Documents.
state to approve it.
Yes.
And
One-
then we
Yeah,
can move from, then
Yeah.
let's get bids and start. going.
yes, yeah. As soon as, and they're planning to start bids, before we get approval from the state,
Okay,
or go ahead and put it out for bid.
okay.
And then we'll set a date on when those have to be back, once we get approval from state. So we're hoping that way that'll speed up the bidding process. They don't expect anything to come back from state that won't be approved. It's pretty cut and dry, but we just want to make sure that we've got the state's approval in case this does turn into full-time down the road. We don't have to go through this process again and then they'll say, yeah, you shouldn't have done this, you should have done this instead. So
So the floor is, will it actually have something on it?
it's gonna be like LVP,
Okay.
or LVT, whichever, luxury vinyl plank on the floor. Yeah,
I can't read those little green lines. if that-
yeah, oh, yeah, yeah, just LVP, standard, masonite doors.
Plastic laminate there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and some of these, like, we've already, we've put an extra door on this big plan. You'll see we put an extra door, to keep going up the stairs there, to keep kind of right here. Yeah, like it'll go right here to
Oh,
keep,
okay.
because this will be open, because there's not gonna be like a door at the bottom of the stairs or anything. We're trying to figure out what to put on. Yeah, so it'll be open, so we want our air and heat to stay up here, obviously, rather than go down, so keep the heating and air bill down. That was kind of our thoughts there, and then I think that's really been the only,
Big change on the outside is each bedroom will have a window
window.
on the east side.
Yeah, and they will be functioning windows, so they can open and close them. So yeah, we've just kind of, I met with the architect, I think that was last Thursday. 2 weeks ago, Thursday, I think, I don't know, my weeks are all going together. And gave him, he was like, masonite or metal doors, and we're trying to keep it as cost effective as possible. So,
It'll have a suspended ceiling throughout the whole area. Will not be drywall on the ceiling, be a suspended drop ceiling.
So, and then the engineers were here Thursday. They were here for a couple hours. Looked at everything, every nook and cranny of this whole building, so, doesn't sound like we're gonna need a whole lot, in addition to what we already have here, so hopefully that's.
Looks huge.
Yeah, well, upstairs it's all cleaned out, the guys did clean everything out, so you can go up there too and look, yeah, it looks a lot bigger when you go up there now, than what it did, so, yeah, we, rented a dumpster, they got rid of a bunch of stuff, they hauled off a bunch of stuff, they moved a bunch of stuff, they did it all on a weekend. Friday night and Saturday, and it's amazing what it looks like now compared to what it did, so, yeah. Any other questions regarding the fire station update? All right, anybody have any other questions, comments, concerns? All right. Next meeting will be our budget adoption meeting, scheduled for Wednesday, October 1st, 6 p.m. here at 204 West Vine Street. Meeting is adjourned and it is 6:32. Does that look right? Okay.